Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Manifest Destiny LLC Winning in 20. Go ahead. I want you to like. I want you to share. But most of all, invite someone. Take it upon yourself to say, you know what? I know someone who could desperately need a 20-minute business coaching session. I'm Gladys Anderson Williams, and each week at 6 p.m. East Coast time, I'm right here with an exciting topic just to encourage you and to come alongside of you so that we can win together. I see you, Marie, down in Alexandria, Louisiana. Great to have you. We are going to get started. Go ahead. I want you to know that this is a great month. We are kicking out the month of November with a topic, with some tips. We're calling this session for November. It's going to call our chips, dips, and tips. Okay, you got that? Chips, dips, and tips for the month of November. Each month we have a theme. And each Monday, we come together right here to build legacy. We're not just here for ourselves to build, but we want to build together. And that is why it is so important to us that you are here, because consistency will breed a reputation for you and your company, your thought process, so that you can continue to grow and build on that dream and on that vision that you have. I'm Gladys Anderson Williams. I'm the CEO of Manifest Destiny LLC and GHW Productions, book publishing assistance company. We come alongside of you on our publishing side to bring those dreams and visions into print. We love doing what we do over there. So tonight, this month has 5 Mondays in it. So we are our focus is to set everything in order, make sure that we have everything in place as we run our companies or as we begin to build that foundation to start our company. If we can't come together, you and us, Manifest Destiny, to build a strong foundation for what we want to do, then it will all crumble. You ever see how you can build a sand castle on the beach in the sand or out of sticks or whatever, but then if the foundation is not stable, then what will happen is the wind, a turbulence can come through and you will not be able to go and find where you started that company. So that company has to be built solid from the ground up. And that is what we're talking about tonight. But I want to give you some tips for the month of November that if you already have a business, and if you haven't started it, I want you to take these things into mind. Get your tablet, get your pencil, get your notepads. If you are watching this on the replay, I want you to type in the word replay when you watch this. So let's jump right in. Here's some things that you'll need to know as you're building and have your company. Are you running a business? Are you running a business? Because your business is not an extension of your personal money. Well, what do you mean, Gladys, by that? We'll start a business and then we'll believe that the money that we earn from the business is an extension of our personal funds, because we can get excited about getting a sale. We can get excited about showing our business. But I want to make sure that you are postured. Hey, Audra, great job, Audra. Love you, girl. I want to make sure that as you begin to ponder doing your business, establishing your business, that you will put these principles into play. Because there's a difference in running a real business, a company, a corporation that is not an extension of your personal funds. Okay, let's break that down just a little bit more. Many people have set themselves in place to say, I have a business. I have a company. Well, let's talk about some of the things that make you a legitimate company. A legitimate company is one who is recognized and registered with their state corporation. Does your state corporation know that you have a company? Can your state corporation go into their system, pull your name up, your company name, and they can say when they look at your company that this is a bona fide company? How do they make sure, how do they want to see your company listed in the state corporation, therefore giving it a legitimate entity and registration so that when you look at that, it says this is good. When you register with your state corporation, Marie down in Louisiana, Audra here in Virginia, when you register with the state, there is a requirement that you buy and purchase the name of your company so that when they look in this system, they know that, hey, not only does she pay personal tax in this state, but she's running a business. And running a business, it requires you to pay fees. Fees every year. So once you get your LLC, once you get your S corporation, once you get your C corporation, you are required by the state that you register your company in to keep your name active. Must keep it active. You don't just go into business in year 2021 or 2020 and you don't pay the required fees that it costs to maintain your registration in a company. Hey, Cheryl, God, my sister out there today. You must keep current on your registration with the state that you're registered in. Now, here's another piece. You get your entity registered with the state. Then you go and get a business license to operate in the city. You register with your business license in the city that you live in. Once you get that business license, there is a fee associated with the business license. That is a recurring fee every year. And in the state of Virginia, you're going to pay personal property taxes on the income, on the equipment, everything that you put into operating your company. But on the back end of that, at the end of the year, we're going to be teaching this in December about how to write these things off on your taxes. But in order to be able to write things off on your taxes at the end of the year, you must have these things in place. You say, well, I don't need all of that. Well, if you don't do that and you go down to get a business license without registering as an LLC, a S corporation or C corporation, what they consider you is, they consider you as a sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship does not have to register with the state corporation for which you live. And here's what happens. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. If you are a sole proprietorship, the city, the state that you live in automatically takes the money that you make in your company and the money that you make personally, and they mix them together. You said they mix them together. Yes, they mix them together. And when they mix them together, should something happen to your business and someone says, I don't like the way Audra treated me, I don't like the way Marie treated me, and they say, well, you know what, I'm going to file me a lawsuit against Marie. And then when they file a lawsuit against Marie as a sole proprietorship, not only do they get to take all of the resources from the sole proprietorship, but they also take all your car, your house. They take everything you own because it's up for grabs. However, a lot of people will say, well, what's the benefit of having an LLC? I'm glad you asked. A limited liability company is one that registered with the state of Virginia, which costs $100. It's different in Louisiana. So what you have is you have your business income and you have your personal income. Hey, Cheryl. And what happens is, if something should happen and someone wants to file a lawsuit against your company, they can only come against the company. They cannot touch your home. They cannot touch your corporation. I mean, your home, your car. Because as a limited liability company, these are separate. It's a business and they're not personal. So I personally would not jeopardize losing everything versus getting the understanding and the knowledge on how to keep it separate. Now you're running a business. Now, here's some other things in running a business. When you establish yourself as an entity with the state corporation and you get your business, like, hey, Cheryl, you know I'm happy. You're putting a big smile on my face, Cheryl. When you set up your corporation, what you are doing is you need to go and do all of the aspects to make sure that you are strong and that you have a valid company in where you live. So you get yourself a business bank account. A business bank account. So we talk about registering with your state corporation. We talk about getting a business license, and we talk about getting a bank account. And here it is important that when you get a business bank account, now I need to know how to fund this bank account. The bank account is for your operation expenses, pay your annual fees to the state, pay your registration for your business license each year, and for the stamps, envelopes, the upkeep supplies of your company. You say, well, Gladys, wait a minute. If I make some money, I got to put some money in my business account. Well, Gladys, how do I get paid for my work, for my ingenuity, for my creative ideas? How do I get paid? Well, here's how you get paid. Because before you start dumping everything that you make in your company into your business bank account, you need to sit down. That's where you can come to us. We will help you devise a plan that you put so much into your expense account for your operation of your company, but then you need to establish yourself a profit account. Is that a profit account? I thought what I made was my profit. No, it is income. That's not profit. Your income you have to have parameters for the income that you make to say, okay, I know that at the end of the year, I got to pay personal property taxes. I know at the end of the year, there are things that I'm going to have expenses for. I'm going to have to buy some stamps. I'm going to have to buy some paper for the copier. So in doing that, you will know exactly how much money out of that. I'll just use a real simple numbers, okay? You make $100 on a project. You take that $100 and you say, well, I got to buy some copier paper. I don't care if I order it from Amazon. I don't care where I get it from Office Max. But this is an expense. So I need to make sure that I put paper money into my business account. I'm going to need some stamps. Make sure I put money for stamps in my business account. I take that $100 that I have earned from doing a project and I establish that out of every project money that I get, I'm going to put 50% of what everything I get. I don't care if it's $20. I'm going to put 50% in my business account, but then I'm going to put the other 50% in my profit account, because we got to celebrate us. We got to say you did a good job. And what better way to doing and celebrating than to do it for yourself? Every business entity has an expense account. They call it an operational account to run the business. And then there is the profit account, and it may not be 50%. You have to decide that. But your profit account will grow, and you'll start to say, you know what? I want to take this staycation. I want to go to a game. I want to carry my grandkids out. I want to go treat me and a girlfriend. I want to go treat me and my brother, my sister to dinner. Well, I'm not taking from the business, because I have secured the money that I need for paper, for stamps, or whatever I want to do. And then I got my profit account for me. That's running a business. Am I running a business, or am I taking the money that I make from a project and I spend it all on me? And at the end of the year, when it's time to pay personal property taxes, and if you live in the state of Virginia, you're going to pay those jokers twice a year, by June 5th and by December 5th. But if you sit down with Manifest Destiny, we will show you how to set yourself in a position that at the end of the year, it's just a matter of paying the bill. Because I'm not stressed over, I got to go hurry up and do a project. I got to make some money because I got to pay these taxes. I got to do that. Now, that is critical to saying that I run a business. Those are the entities that specifically says I am in business. I am running my company as a business. But it takes the coaching to ensure and to help and to come alongside and say, you know what? I want to run my company as a company. See, it's not about the amount of money that you're making, because if you don't build the foundation from the beginning, as you begin to get money, then you won't know what to do with it. And then you become very discouraged when I don't have the money to pay my annual registration. You pay personal property taxes twice a year. Renew your license once a year. Annual registration fee for your LLCs and S corporation once a year. But I want you to understand that it is critical that you stay on top of these things, because if you don't pay your registration fees, what can happen is someone will look in the system and they say, oh, I like the name of Audrey's company. I like the name of Cheryl's company. I see they haven't paid their taxes. I'm going to claim that name. Do you know they can do that? That's why we at Manifest Destiny LLC coach you to be successful from the bottom, the ground, the building. You're already in it. We want to make sure that you have the right chips, tips, dips, and tools to make sure that you are successful. Because it's nothing like having to go back and file reinstatement. It's kind of like paying interest to the IRS. If I had done it on time, I wouldn't have to pay interest to the IRS. If I don't keep my reinstatements current, then I risk the possibility of losing a name of my company that I have fought so diligently, set on for a long time, finally got it registered, and I let it slip away because I did not keep current. Guys, let me tell you something. It is 6:20, and I promise you, I had two more other topics I wanted to get to. But I wanted to solidify this in our minds and then just refresh our hearts to know that we do the right thing. We can boldly stand and proclaim to the world, I am in business. I am Gladys Henderson Williams. I am the CEO of Manifest Destiny LLC and GHW Productions LLC, and we are located, and where you see it in the chat, the address, call us. I want to make sure that you are secured in the business that you have in your dreams and be successful at it. Hey guys, hey, join me next week, 6 p.m. East Coast time for Chips, Dips, Tips, and Tools. We got you covered. Have a good evening.